Hello, listener, and welcome to Tim Portlers, the show where we jump around a whole bunch of different games and systems and hopefully do so in a somewhat coherent manner. I am Seth, I am writer, game master, and today, still trying to figure out how the different rings inform every action of life, apparently, except perception checks. To my left, we have...
I am David, and today I have a wakizashi instead of a katana.
Checking it out.
I'm Rachel, and I have swords around here somewhere.
Hey. And I'm Kyle, and I only brought my imagination again because I'm born that way. I don't have any swords, even though I want one.
You don't have any swords?
I don't have any swords.
We can fix that.
Yeah, we could fix that.
Actually, for Joe's wedding, are you going to join me at the Renaissance Fair 2 weeks before?
We can talk about that after the podcast. Sorry, listener.
But a nice solid sword these days is even like a nice katana or
GM
something.
is getting us off topic.
It's like $20. Anyway, cool. When last we left our heroes, the fledgling adventurers who have set out from Yatamu Lodge.
I do have a sword. It's a letter opener.
So the heroes from the Lodge,
Yes.
Sorry.
Had returned from their excursion out into Victorian space times and had reunited with family members and pets and then been informed that they were to head out to return the new sword that is wielded by Hideyoshi to the world from whence it came. Apparently you don't need the word from. Yeah. Learning. And returning the sword whence it came, it meant heading to the fantasy-esque world of Rokugan. It is basically Japan with cool stuff.
Wait a second. Are you? You better not be implying that Japan isn't cool.
I mean, they got cool stuff, but as in like cool magic-y stuff.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I've only ever been to the Tokyo airport, so I guess I can't say that I cannot say for certain that I have irrefutable evidence that there is no magic in Japan. Anyway.
well, we should go there to find out.
I'm sure.
Help us send road trip. That's not possible.
Challenge accepted.
We're going to start a Kickstarter for our listener to donate to Japan.
I'm leaving you, listener.
So, you had arrived in Rokugan without, apparently, the presence of Mudarkital, your combat instructor from the lodge, who was meant to arrive there with you. He has not. And
this is only the second time we've done this, and the last time we went separate places. So
It's a step in the right direction.
yes,
Yeah.
all of you are together starting out is working your way forward. Since you're, you know him as your forearmed alien combat instructor of the lodge, but who knows what Mudarkital looks like here. Since his disappearance, you have encountered a woman named Kawaranai, who had been hauling apparently trade goods back to her village and had been set upon by honorless fiends, as Hideyoshi saw it.
True.
And a brief skirmish ensued, seeing the pair of grunts along with the samurai, or ronin perhaps, Hikigaru. They had been defeated and Hikigaru had fled. Kawaranai, rather reluctantly it seems, under the weight of hospitality, had invited you back to her village, but as you had arrived, it was rather quickly made clear to you all that you were perhaps not entirely welcome, and this small village that probably should have been like this bustling roadside trade port was pretty dead, and people were rather inactive, and a lot of stink eye going along. So, you decided not to remain for the evening and set out and camped out nearby, pressing on for the evening. And sometime in the night after Memphis had a go at identifying Hideyoshi's snazzy new sword, you had heard startled cries of alarm and presumably fear, and there was activity back in the village of Tsukuru, and you decided that it was probably something you should do to head back and see what you could do to help. All of you stealthily entered the village. I lied. Min, or what is your
Doji Min.
Doji Min?
I was happy to now think about doing Doji Mon for obvious reasons, but no, it's Doji Min.
You had made your presence known unintentionally and had briefly squared off with some horsemen with a spear and had toppled into the ground and had managed to gain the upper hand in the conflict, and everyone else then was made aware of your presence. Attempting to rush to your aid, Sahin and Hideyoshi both took shots, rushing in at the apparent leader of these invaders. That there appeared to be perhaps a half dozen or so, one fewer now.
Yeah.
And it had fired off arrows at the leader, and it did not seem to have a great deal of effect, but it had at least sunk into his armor. He is there, he is tangible, and presumably, if it bleeds, we can kill it. And
Sure.
as we had left off, he had looked about and said, "We have found our troublemakers. Kill them." And everything had once again descended into chaos. As all of you, how are your everybody's
Everything at?
Values.
Your thresholds there.
I'm at 0 fatigue out of 10 endurance.
Mhm.
I'm at 7 strife out of 10 composure.
Yeah.
I've got 4 focus, 2 vigilance, and I've got all of my 1 void point.
Yes. For composure, we had determined at the end of last session, I think off recording, that you can restore some of your strife.
Your strife is reduced down to half your composure at whenever your character gets like a break. You know, a scene change.
And there had been a break for when you had camped down. So any strife you had suffered since then that would take you past half your composure threshold is still in effect.
Yes. So I would have... I had 7, then I gained 2 strife going into the village to bring it to 9. What I should have had was 5, so plus 2 makes me 7.
Right.
I think I don't remember for sure, but I think my 4 strife out of 6 composure is correct. But I don't remember.
I got
And
all
then
the
I
warning
have
bells.
I have no fatigue.
Okay.
Was there a quarter heart? Beep, beep,
Right, yeah. I got the quarter heart and the quarter strife. So I'm at, since I honestly don't remember where I was at before the whole resting thing for
You had taken
strife.
a great deal of strife.
Yes, with
as
my
you entered.
command. So I'm currently at 5 out of 6 endurance and 7 out of 8 composure.
Okay.
Everything's warning lights everywhere.
Okay, I have a question though. I don't remember it being explained that same way about reducing your strife, so can you explain that again?
Right. So, when at the end of a scene, or when you go into a different scene, which is like the scene wipe in a movie or something, your strife is reduced to half of your composure rounded up. So I have 10 composure. So when we left the village and camped down for the night, that's the end of the village scene. So my composure is reduced to half of 10, which is 5.
If it's above it.
Yes.
So he had suffered 2 strain or strife since then.
Yes. If I had had 2 strife and only 2 strife, then it would not have changed. You don't get to go below that unless you actually like pursue your passion or do some other things that reduce
Okay,
your
that might have
strife.
been what I got it confused with last time then. Okay.
Which pretty much you had all just bedded down for the evening. There wasn't a whole lot of pursuing your life goals. So yeah, no. It would take you down to half. So as Memphis is feeling a little out of breath, a little haggard.
And I'm face down in the mud, if I remember correctly.
No.
I think you would pick yourself
Well,
up out of the mud.
Hold
Zaheen
on.
had pulled him behind a...
No,
That's correct.
Yeah, I
No.
used the opportunity.
This is you guys were shooting at the guy. I was trying to sneak by, and I
that's-
fell face down. in the
Oh,
That's right.
that one, yes,
It
okay.
occurred once more.
mud. Gravity really loves me in this world. Probably why my face looks the way it does.
Ouch.
Okay, so that was a different calling in
Yes.
the mud? Okay.
Yes. This is when you guys were sneaking off. We were all sneaking off, and you guys got the pot shots. Meanwhile, I was sneaking off, and I failed. And
Yep.
So
That's right. So,
I'm
as
gonna
we
touch
pick back up again, there appear to be 5 individuals on horseback with spears who are galumphing about and trying to encircle Zaheen and Hideyoshi, thus far at least, and are beginning to close in. And one of them turns off to the side and sees this
sorry, Rex.
what little rain-soaked, mud-slick man in the mud, just kind of lying there out of breath and gasping through the mud. It's like all over his face, and just looks down and is like, oh. And just kind of lightly spurs his horse over and just going to try to screw you down into the mud. And we are gonna, since this is a new session, let's say we'll pick up with a new initiative roll.
Okay.
Alright, how do we roll the initiative?
You pick your stance.
Pick your stance.
Yes.
And it's just you roll that ring, or do you roll any skills?
It's a skill check depending upon what kind of combat you're in.
Yes, and for...
For a skirmish, I believe it's tactics.
I believe you're correct.
So I'm rolling a sacrifice tactics because I'm going to choose void stance because I need to not take
Yes.
any strength.
Skirmish is target number 1, tactics.
I'm feeling much the same way. I think I might take the void stance.
Can I spend void points after making a roll?
How does void points work again?
You spend a void point and it lets you add a ring die and keep an extra die.
So does that mean I can only keep 1 die if my void ring is 1?
Uh-huh. But if it explodes, you keep all the explodes if you want them.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll look that up.
I'm think my ruling would be no because you've already rolled. So in general, it's like you rolled.
Okay, I got 1 opportunity.
I got 1 success and 1 opportunity. I'm
One
taking
shot.
I'm taking the air stance, by the way.
Seize everything you want. Would you go for it or just lay in the mud?
I am gonna run away.
I got 1 opportunity on my
His palms are dirty.
My knees are sweaty.
Probably.
Yeah. My lucky cricket is getting muddy. Our poor Jeremy Cricket.
Okay, so Hideyoshi is just merely 1 opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, only 1 opportunity for me as well.
Yay.
Void
Well.
stances are, you guys.
And then if it was 1-1,
Yep, 1-1.
success opportunity. Righty.
Oh boy.
Polyhedrals.
Wait, who will go and who will stay? And who might be impaled into the ground?
Interesting. Memphis.
Yeah.
You're up first.
Okay.
Oh.
I would like to cry.
Crying is a free action.
Right. So is the one guy coming at me, or is he on top of me, or?
He's just coming at you with his spear upraised and just trying to stab down at you.
Now, I'm guessing, obviously, since I'm in the mud, in the muck, I'm in the middle of the roadway or something.
No, you were pretty much near the cluster of buildings off to either side of the road at this point.
So could I maybe duck and hide in a house?
Okay. Fleeing is not a free action. Or
actually, give me the bullshit with the rules.
Thank you.
What do you wish to know?
I would like to know what exactly does Blessed Wind do on page 192, if you're following along with me.
We'll look that up together.
Come together with magic over me.
The Shugenja recites a short chant, and the dust whips up, carried upon twisting currents of air that foil and deflect projectiles. Stones, arrows, and even larger missiles are knocked aside by buffeting winds. Not buffering winds. Keeping the target safe from such attacks. Well, you would not be vulnerable to projectiles at that point.
But it also sounds like it's the obscuring terrain thing. No? No. So this isn't exactly what I want to do. Okay, cool. I was just curious.
It is not a javelin. He's not going to throw this at you.
Yeah.
He is going to stab. You can just do that from a range of 2 because spear.
Right. And how far away is he?
He's at the range. He was just closing to the range of 2, so we'll say you were just barely hitting. Yeah, he's at range 2 at this point.
Oh wow, so he's close.
Yep.
Could I make it into a house, or is he going to be on top of me?
You could attempt to do so.
How much do I know about samurai?
Samurai are very skilled warriors and usually live by a code of honor.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Knowing that, it's going to probably be dumsy, but we're going to try these.
Oh boy.
I'm going to pull out my bow and shoot.
Okay. Just kind of roll over in the mud, just... Yes!
So, I'm going to go ahead and fire, and just to remind me, I use my stance.
Yes,
thing
so
that-
what you rolled for initiative is your stance currently.
Okay. This is going to be interesting because I'm going to probably get strife.
Yes, so you're rolling your ring, and you're rolling your
Oh yes, I'm going to get strife.
martial arts range.
Alright.
Did you didn't take void stance, right?
No.
Okay.
Because I want to live, so I got one that makes it harder to hit me.
Well, you and I are a little more stealth than he is right now. Little more.
And just to clarify, when something explodes, you have to keep both the exploded dice and the new dice roll?
You can still keep as many dice as your ring permits.
Okay.
But every die that explodes, you choose the dice to keep before you re-roll exploders.
Yes.
And you get to keep each exploder if you want.
Gotcha. So, I knew this was going to happen, but I got 3 strife, 1 opportunity, and 3 success.
Okay. The damage of your weapon?
Is
And what
with
ring
my
are
bow,
you rolling?
5. Huh?
What ring are you rolling?
Air.
Oh, so you can keep all 3 of those?
Yeah, because I got 3 air.
Nice.
I figured it's much more important for me to live instead of becoming unmasked, because I'm sure my phobia of the unknown of death is coming up here very quickly. So...
I mean, as far as fears go, it's not exactly original, but...
Right.
Why do fears have to be original?
They don't. So there's a total of 7 damage?
Yes, I am also now compromised.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Because I went over by 2.
Well,
I'm probably screaming like, ah!
thankfully this was not a samurai who was coming over towards you, but a normal soldier individual. And, where's the armor again?
While you're doing that, I want to look at what compromise does.
That's early in the book.
Alright.
Like in the 30s, I think.
Play the game. Determine dice rolls. Narrative checks results.
They don't get armor? I'm probably wrong, but I'm not seeing it here.
We don't mind if they don't have armor. That's okay with us. They're minions, right?
Alright.
It should be,
Thanks for
right?
being
Yeah.
compromised.
All I have to do is breathe on them funny, because I only have 1 hit point.
So my vigilance goes down.
As
to
opposed to a scholarly Shugenja we're looking at, their adversaries.
Oh, so I don't necessarily need that.
Okay. So yeah, it comes into play.
You don't have to, but it has
Right,
consequences
Okay.
if you
Okay.
don't.
So they actually go to.
You can't take any die with strife on them,
Yeah. Well, no, when I'm compromised, I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
which is why you would unmask if you chose.
Oh, so yeah. Yeah. 7 is just what you need.
Oh, good.
So this is under the classification desperate band. Anyway,
Okay.
so the little
A little weak.
squishy minion guy, and you just swing, and the arrow just sneaks up underneath the neck, and just head snaps backwards, and it just slowly plummets off the side of his horse into the mud. And
Hideyoshi, that's 2 already!
Yeah, so
and you're lying there mud. little man screaming in the mud.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Now they all know where I am.
You are indeed compromised. So explain to me what that looks like.
Character-wise, I'm probably just screaming my head off completely.
For listener as well, explain what
Sure.
compromise is.
Compromised. The effects of being compromised. The compromised character vigilance attribute goes down to 1, so I'm much more easier to sneak up on because I'm all mentally not there. And then I also cannot keep dice containing the strife symbols because I'm already at max for strife. I can recover from this by strife box back to or below their composure by when we unmask. And unmasking once per scene, I can while I'm compromised, I may have my character become unmasked, briefly expressing their true emotions beneath the guise of a perfect samurai that apparently this world and society demands that I maintain. Unmasking is an outpour. How perfect! Unmasking is outpouring of raw emotion, anger at difficult circumstances or unjust joy at the result of etc. etc. I'm probably more scared out of my mind.
Anger, fear, aggression.
This
Or leads to unmasking, it does.
So the form of unmasking should be suited to the scene in which it takes place and the various emotions that have led the character being compromised. Okay.
It sounds like you can do some unmasking with the whole like freaking out during the battle.
That's basically what I'm thinking because of my phobia of the unknown. I have no
Unknown.
idea what these guys want and death. Yeah, so I'm probably just screaming my head off. So everyone that sees me probably thinks I'm a lousy samurai person.
So you basically like loose your arrow and then just drop your bow at the side, like just crying in the mud.
What have I done?
Because
who's
Yeah,
that excessively hairy child over there screaming?
Memphis is not accustomed to killing people.
No, nor am I accustomed to almost dying.
Yes. However, as this is all taking place,
Meanwhile,
Yep.
as neither of you guys roll very well on your
so does
initiative.
that mean now I go down to 0 and I'm just now role playing as being in fear then for the unmasking?
Yeah, basically anything you do at this point needs to be driven by your phobias and just
Gotcha.
it's visceral, it's real,
It's
raw,
raw.
Memphis.
Alright. Unfiltered.
Filtered Memphis.
I'm like the short espresso, because I'm just so short, it's an espresso shot.
Right. 2 of the remaining riders sweep forward towards each of you. Oh.
By the way, is the horse still charging past me or whatever?
The horse is just kind of trotting there and just kind of just pawing at the ground in places. There's rain, there's mud, there's blood. It doesn't. And this little man is screaming in front of it. So Zahin, one of them just lunges forward with his spear down towards you.
Which, wait a second. I leapt off and shot, right?
Yes.
I did the sky shot.
Yep. And
Okay.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it appeared to do something, but the guy just barely flinched.
Okay.
The individual, just in the full samurai garb, just is still sitting there atop his horse, hand on his blade, the hilt of his blade at this point, but is just seeming to wait and see how things go. Interesting. Taheen, as one of them charges forward, just the tip of the spear comes down, and you just kind of try to grab it under your armpit, just try to unseat this guy, just throw him slightly off balance as much as you can do. However, as you attempt to just kind of grab it under your arm, he actually just manages to just leverage it against the side of his horse's neck and just wrench it aside. And you are actually thrown off of your feet and down to the ground. The second spear just comes and just kind of scores along your side. And
So what happens?
you are gonna take 5 damage.
I don't know how to take damage.
Damage goes towards your endurance.
And
Okay.
it also goes through
Can
your armor.
you say that then?
You take 5. What is it called?
Fatigue.
Sure.
Also minus your armor.
Yeah, but it is actually
Wait,
called
mine-
damage.
Oh, okay, well that's confusing that they don't have it labeled as damage in here.
I guess it's kind of anticlimactic to say he stabs at you with the weapon and you take fatigue.
So
You're slightly tired by this.
The in-game explanation is that
Yeah.
if you get hit, you basically die.
Yes.
So you're like really straining to dodge out of the way,
Your
or just
defenses are wearing down.
because I think I'm wearing. Did I say I was wearing traveling clothes or the common clothes?
Doesn't matter. I think they have the same.
No, they don't. I
Oh.
have it listed as traveling clothes have a physical protection of 2.
Okay, then
Is that accurate for what you have?
I mean, that's the same as concealed armor, so I don't know why I would buy concealed armor.
Let's go check out
Okay.
but
traveling.
it's basically the monk ninja kind of equivalent, I think.
But I also have traveling clothes.
I will find.
I don't know. Maybe armor is customizable if you get deep into it. Two of them coming after you, Hideyoshi. As you
Yes. Traveling clothes do have physical 2 armor. They're durable, mundane, and subtle.
That's a sloader.
Concealed armor is also physical 2, and it's concealable. So basically, yours doesn't look like armor, I guess.
But I think that means that mine looks like armor. I guess.
Well, I think traveling clothes is just traveling clothing.
Okay, but so I take fatigue. Do I minus my
Yes, your
armor?
Your
from that?
armor defense.
So I was taking armor defense, protection, type
Protection, yes.
resistance.
Yeah.
Protection. Yes.
So I have a physical 2. So
Yes, so
I
this is a
minus
physical weapon, so you
okay.
subtract 2, so you take 3 fatigue.
3. Okay.
As you're just barely throwing it aside in time to keep from just.
Yes.
When you're done with that book, I'd like to see
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yes, you are not impaled into the ground. Hideyoshi!
You are.
One of the spears lunges forward and just it's going straight for center mass, and it takes everything you've got to just completely throw it off in a tight spin that nearly topples him, but he manages to retain his seat.
How did I end up with 2 spear strikes against me?
There are 2 spearmen on horseback coming towards each of you.
But I thought, didn't we go separate directions at one point?
We are on. I had
You're gonna
imagined that the
pincer
two of us
move
are
on
on basically
samurai.
on opposite sides of a
Yes,
small.
but they have attempted to come around and
courtyard.
pincer you in.
There are 4 horsemen.
Yes.
2 of them went after you. 2 of them went after me.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought one each, like one was going after you, one was going after
No,
me.
2
I
each.
didn't- Okay.
There appeared to be 7 total assailants when the fight began. One was taken down by, 2 now taken down by Memphis, and there were 2 other grunts that come in about to both of you. But yes, as the one comes after you, Hideyoshi, you take 7 damage,
Okay. Ouch.
and the following one deals 5 as you're trying to bat both of these away simultaneously.
Okay.
Just going full ninja. Well, not ninja because that's the but going full patient defense, says D&D terms, and just trying to just glance them aside, and they're just the weight of these blows are wearing you down rather quickly. And it's up to you guys, Sahin and Hideyoshi.
Okay, so at this point, when can I change my stance?
I
Right now.
believe for your first.
I'm in the
Sure.
stance I
Right.
chose when I started.
And
Okay,
you roll
that makes
initiative.
sense. Okay.
So for the following round, you can shift your stance
Okay.
and adopt a different
That's
style of
fine.
flow of
Okay.
combat as it progresses and changes.
Okay, so if I am in void, that means I'm only rolling my void ring,
Yeah,
or
yes.
like what, or and then, if I pull out my katana,
Mm-hmm.
is that an action and I can't
That
attack?
would be basically your move action.
So you can't go.
I forget what they call it in this game, but it's basically you just look at the The maneuver and then the action.
How close are they?
They're at range 2.
So I would have to
the
move
long weapons.
to get them.
Yes.
You might as well shoot your arrow.
Yeah. I think I still have my bow out, so I wouldn't have to move. And
Bows out, bros out.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll for that, which I don't have any ranks
Just
in
one
range,
die.
so I'm just rolling
Rolling a ring die.
which are the black. Okay.
You could use a void point to get 2.
That's one success, I
Okay.
think. Let me
As you-
double check.
Fire off this arrow.
Yes.
You just kind of the one you take a shot at. He just completely overcompensates and throws himself backward in his saddle. And is at this point filling the bouts and he's got one foot in the stirrup and is still armed and in the saddle and everything, but is.
So I didn't reach the target number to actually hit him then? Is that what this, like, behind the scenes is happening
Yes.
here? Okay.
Basically, to score a hit in combat, I believe you need the 2 successes.
Okay. Although, hold up.
Meow.
How do I use techniques in combat?
Depending on what the technique is,
Yeah.
like for mine, I have the magic-y things. They normally take an action or something like that in order to do.
Yes.
Okay.
For player and listener, different characters wield different abilities, and
Okay, so I guess I didn't write down what these things do.
techniques are special abilities that represent advanced training. They enable a character to perform feats more quickly or in a unique way, or to exploit opportunities others would overlook. They are things like kata, kiho, invocations, rituals, shuji, maho, and ninjutsu.
You most likely would be following this rule into ninjutsu.
As an attack action, you may use 1 dose of poison to make a target number 3 martial arts air check using a ready concealable weapon targeting. Okay. So I can't do that right now because I was using my non-concealed bow and...
Right, but I think what it's saying is you could move, like, basically draw your concealed weapon, then it would be readied, and then you could attempt the action to do your ability, your technique.
Okay. But so I could have used it or I could not have used it.
Okay, what page are you on?
226.
Like imagine like during all this, you just hear like whimpered screaming going on in the corner.
And you're looking at Skulk?
Which I don't think I have any poison anyways, so
Not part of your basic kit?
I don't think so. No.
Well, what is the rarity? Could you have it in your equipment?
I don't know. Poison in 1 vial is rarity 1.
Oh, yeah, you could have some.
Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the rarity 5?
Oh, well, never mind it.
Let me see that vial.
So I guess I can't actually do that then.
Correct.
This is extract of lava.
So you take off the shot and yay! Falls backward in his saddle, and you would still have movement if you wished to do something.
Can I move out of range in a way where I try and conceal myself again?
I'll say if you spend a void point, I'll allow it. I don't know if that's the rules, but that's what I'm gonna say.
Well, I have the ability to fit into tight spaces with flexibility.
Yes, but I believe anything like that would take an action to perform.
You're moving.
I thought I would like to move out of sight in a way they don't know
Well,
where.
as far as like any sort of maneuver, I would allow it's like, okay, you try to, just leap back like in between the buildings so it's tighter quarters and they might have to dismount, but like actually trying to get out of sight, that would be more of like a action.
Because they already know exactly where you are.
Okay. Then I would like to move back in between some buildings so it makes it
Yes.
more likely they'll get off their
Right.
high horses.
So you've come out and just leaped off of the crates here and just fired off your shot as they come towards you. You fire off another shot just as you just spin on your heel and just through the mud, tearing back through into the middle of the buildings. And the horses are coming
The
up
ninja
along.
run.
Yes. The horses are coming up, trying to trot after you and kind of coming up against each other,
I
shoulder to
should
shoulder,
be.
and unable to enter two horses abreast here. So
Yeah.
they have at least, for the moment, been stymied. Hideyoshi.
Okay, I'm spending Void Point to roll an extra Void die.
Alrighty.
I'm making a martial arts check with my Void Ring.
Mm-hmm.
I currently have my bow out, so I have to use my maneuver to draw my katana.
Yes.
And then if I could... Yes, okay. So I will do that. Draw my katana and attack.
They are at range 2.
They're range 2.
They
Can
have
I
the
move and draw at the same
speeds.
time?
I don't know if it's Pathfinder rules, I'll be honest. I'm gonna say... Weapon is considered ready if the character is physically prepared to use it defensively and defensively.
I also have the quick reflexes advantage, if that makes a difference.
What is that? Describe it.
That's... that... I'll read it.
Is it a distinction?
It is a distinction.
Oh, nice.
At the start of each scene, you can always grab an item within reach or reposition it a few paces within your environment.
Yeah, your sword would be within your reach.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
There's also, when performing a check for which you must act swiftly, such as something to generate initiative, I can reroll up to 2 dice, which I did not remember to do at the
We
initiative
will
check.
remember that going
We will
forward.
remember that one going forward. Okay,
Yeah,
so I
quick
can
reflexes,
draw
it's
my
a good
sword as part of my
Quick
quick reflexes. And then I still have a maneuver then that
Yes.
I can close.
Close the
Okay.
distance and... shing.
So I'm assuming the two of them are like kind of side by side.
Yes.
I want to
They're-
move off to the side of one.
To try to place them between...
Yeah, get them in a line, and then attack the guy who's closer to me.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, and I'm since I spent a void point, I can actually keep both die that actually have symbols on them, which is 2 success, 1 opportunity.
Alrighty.
What I'm going to do is spend that opportunity to activate my Desert Wind ability, which is part of my my school. So I choose a non-target enemy, so I'm choosing the guy that I wasn't attacking,
Cool.
and increase that enemy's target number to attack me by my school rank, which is 1 until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
So he has to hit target number 3 to hit me next time.
Good to know.
Which
Fits into the narrative of how you played it. It's like you kind of placed the horse in between them, and you slashed across the one in between you, and he, like, you score, like, a light hit across his armor, and he's managing to stay in his saddle and bring up his sword to deflect the worst of it. I guess, like, kind of the length of the spear, just, like, awkwardly throwing it off to the side, but he is still seated and still in the fight, though you wager that in the chaos, the confusion, and the rain getting in his eyes and everything, he would likely not survive another onslaught. Which means we are back to top of round 2. But Memphis,
I like the cry.
you are not going first!
Oh no!
As
Gas!
there comes this faint from around in the fringes of the village, and there's 5, 10, there's 20 villagers charging forward, each of them armed with some sort of weaponry, and they're just running, lunging forward. Some of them with spears, some of them with sickles, whatever sort of farm implements, some of them who don't have actual weaponry, and they're at this point just spending their full turn to just sweep in from either side and just try to close in on these invading forces. For the first time in this encounter, Zaheen, I guess, and Hideyoshi would be able to see that the ninja at this point is his grip is actually tightened on his sword, and he's looking about. And
He is ninja? He is ninja?
sorry, samurai.
Okay.
My apologies.
I was gonna say.
I get them mixed up sometimes because they both use the Kama sword, the curved sword.
Katana?
Yes. Actually. So they are sweeping at this point. Memphis, you're looking around in your frazzled state and seeing more people charging in. What is this madness? Here you go.
So are they running past me, or they haven't quite reached me yet? Or
None of them appear to be approaching you with violent intent. They appear to be more focused
that's fine.
on the...
They all look scary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go run into a building and cry. I'm gonna go run into the nearest, since I'm unmasked right now, and I'm also I have no idea what's going on, and I know I don't feel all that well.
Although you have a mud mask going on right now.
Right.
I'm sure you exfoliate.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out looking marvelous.
Yes.
Got the little, lines on top of mine.
They're cucumbers.
Right, cucumbers, limes, whatever it is.
If you want to put lines in your eye, go for it.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna go run into the nearest building and just. I got a feeling I try to hide, but considering that I'm just. I'm probably not hiding all that well, but basically just losing it inside some building or another.
Gee, I got summon dice.
It's super effective. Memphis, you burst inside, you just kind of slam the door shut behind you, just press up against it, and you just kind of slowly look over, and standing over by the window, just bow at the ready, is Kawaranai, the woman you traveled here with along the road, and she just has a bow trained out the window, and as you watch, she just looses an arrow. Her technique isn't great, but you gather these villagers are just, they're pushed to the breaking point as of now, and just start, like, we don't care if you slaughter us, we are
Not
doing
going
our
down.
best to kick you out of our home.
Okay.
But she just slowly looks over to you and...
Hello. Hi. Good to see you.
If you're going to be here, make yourself useful. And just kind of looks
Right.
down to the bundle of arrows down below her.
Okay. That's fun. Oh, is it still my turn?
Just holds out a hand, just like
Okay, then I'll go ahead and. Well, is she holding out her hand for what?
for an arrow.
Oh, I'll go ahead and just like file off arrows slowly.
So you're feeding the Gatling gun at this
Right.
point, and she's just tearing off shot after shot after shot, and you're pretty sure she's not going to be hitting anything because she's just frantically just throwing arrows into the mix at this point, and just seems to be just kind of swiveling wide, just intent trying not to hit her comrades, but is just trying to do everything she can from this
Okay.
Out of
juncture.
curiosity, by the way, do I see? I'm going to probably sadly butcher the names. I Sodan and Tonashi in there.
Isoda-chan and Tonashi.
Yes.
They are not in the room as far as you can see.
Okay. I was just curious. Anyway.
And there's no perception check, so that's all you get.
All right. But yeah, I'm just feeding arrows at the moment because I am scared on my boots.
Yep. At this point, need to see if the attackers retain their composure.
And by the way, I'm still keeping my air stance.
No. Yes. Yes. No. One of each of the spearmen, we'll say the one that you had attacked, just kind of sees the chaos around, and his horse is just refusing to budge. He just kind of just leaps off the side of his horse on the far side from you and just starts booking it out of there. And one of the horsemen attacking you, Sahin, as well, just kind of wheels around his horse and just beginning to gallop off out of the gate that's just kind of been flung open. So now you only have each of you one assailant left.
Okay.
And it's their turn. Okay. The one who needed 3 successes was trying to awkwardly stab over the empty horse now at Hideyoshi and misses. The one with Yusahim just kind of, in the chaos at this point, is just kind of wildly just siding his spear around for all the good that's going to do, and you just manage to just sidestep that, and they have completely whiffed. And
What about Michio Samurai?
Samurai Boss Man is looking around at this point, just kind of slowly just draws his own katana and just is looking about at this point, and just kind of lightly taps his horse into motion, who appears to be a little more battle-hardened than the other horses, and just kind of is following his lead, and he just is taking a slow rising charge at the line of villagers, and is just gonna sweep through there.
Are you gonna kill us first?
He's actually riding towards the
Villagers.
onslaught of villagers. What can I say? They've been very vigilant.
See what he did there.
Right.
Slow clap.
Yes. He is just swipes down his sword and just seemingly just carves through two of these villagers, and they just with a shriek fall backwards and splash into the mud. And his horse actually just spins around and just shoulder checks another one of these villagers that just goes flying through the airways and just kind of splats down in the mud as well. And just is raising up his sword again, and he's going to just keep carving through these villagers, it seems like. Zaheen, Hideyoshi?
I would like to put away the bow, grab my sword as I move in on the dude in front of me, and
Did you have the quick reflexes?
I thought, wait a second.
I was saying the quick reflexes work for him because it says you can ready the weapon so long as it is within reach.
Never mind. I thought that was a more normal thing after what you said last time. So.
My apologies. It was part of Hideyoshi's quick reflexes.
Is distinction. Like yours, it sounds like the thin small places one.
I also have ambidextrity.
Ambidexterity? Anyway,
Yeah.
but as there's only one mounted spearman at this point at the end of the alley where you've kind of tucked yourself away, you could just draw your sword and just wait for him to advance if you wish.
But see, that's no fun.
Okay.
I think I'm going to...
You can shoot him.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to fire stance.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot him.
Alright.
Everything blank.
Wow.
Oh my. So you crack off another arrow and just...
And then I run crazily at him.
and just kind of looks down to you. And you just... Okay. And just kind of turn around and...
Why would I turn around? I said I run at him.
Oh. Okay.
Get within, so he has, because the spear has reach, correct?
Yes.
And
So
is it harder to use in close quarters?
Yeah, but if he's good with his horse, he can just wheel it
Oh,
around.
right, he's on the horse, dang it.
I'm a horse.
I don't care anymore.
Okay. You stand your ground. And we is back to top. Sorry, yes, Hideyoshi, my apologies.
Okay, I'm switching to water stance. And I'm going to, this gives me 2 actions, as long as the second one is of a different type and doesn't require a check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Calming Breath. So I take a deep breath, and I recover 1 fatigue and 1 strife.
Mm-hmm.
So
Take a moment to center yourself in the heat of battle.
Uh-huh. And then I use my maneuver to step closer to the dude who's still there, step around the horse, and I attack him with my sword.
Which way around the horse do you go?
I go on the front of the
Okay,
horse.
just check. GM wants to know what he can play with.
The horse has an attack of opportunity.
Well, I'm going to choose these 3 guys right here. That one explodes. That one explodes. That's an opportunity. Okay, so that's a total of 3 success and 2 opportunity.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those 2 opportunity to increase the deadliness of my sword by 2.
Mm-hmm.
So now it is a deadliness 7, and I do a total of 6 damage to him.
Okay. He...
I think he said 7 total kills them because that's what I got.
I think I also miscalculated that in hindsight, but
Whoa.
the 6. Yes, well,
technically not quite do it. You're basically carving up at him, and we'll say because cool, he's trying to bring up his spear, and you just bisect the spear, and like the haft of it just splats down into the mud.
The whole
And-
thing was.
I'm going to make use of my favorite rule in the game,
Mhm.
which says you are allowed to express a message of up to 6 words.
Yes.
But you can add a 7th word if it's a dismissive phrase. So I'm going to say, your tyranny will not avail you, dog!
Okay.
I like how we all have to go like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I miscalculated.
Hmm?
Never mind, carry on.
No, good. Your tyranny will not avail you, dog. That's 7.
You don't have like a 6. Including the dog.
Well, either way, you're good because.
Close enough. I shout at him, I swear at him, and we're good.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, you're right, you counted right. I counted wrong.
Okay. Yes, so you shout this at him, and he's just kind of looking down at you, looking at his sliced in half spear at this point, and he's just appearing not quite sure as how he's going to respond, which will be determined when I roll that. Which, top of the round, I'm
It's the village people.
yes.
Village people.
Understand that one cool game village. It's fun to stay. Okay. Actually, they wouldn't. Okay. A whole bunch of them just with the spears are just kind of trying to lunge upward at the samurai on top of his horse. Only one of them actually gets close enough that he actually has to deflect it off to the side. And yes, he is apparently taking some strain to do so. Yes.
Cool.
Not a whole lot, but there you go.
It's just impacting on the surface.
Pretty much. But he is still standing amidst them and is just slashing down on either side of his warhorse here. And couple of deer. Wow. Okay. Saheen, as you're looking out and the man atop his
I
horse,
thought I couldn't see it because I was back in an alleyway.
you can still see him. Is the spearman out like right at the mouth?
This
of
is
the
the spear.
Oh,
Not
okay.
the samurai.
Got it.
which he
Sorry,
is
I thought
standing
you
there.
meant samurai.
And yeah, he looks like he's about to just kind of nimbly leap out of the saddle, and then just kind of at the last second he turns about, like while he's caught off balance, and just from either side you just see spears just crisscross up through his body, and he just slumps as they yank outward, and he just topples down to the ground, and the horse just. And you see just a pair of villagers standing there over the body, and one of them just kind of kicks it, and they trot off to join the rest of the combat. Don't even really look at you, because that's not priority right now. Hideyoshi. There are a couple of the villagers that charge up and attempt to
Hack and slash.
slash at the guy you're still engaged with. And he manages to dodge away at this point, but I'll say for him at this point, he's going to have to roll for his composure because he's surrounded. He's going to stand his ground.
Alright.
Young man. Well, for 2 seconds. I don't think it's going to last much long.
Okay.
And Memphis, you inside, just Kawhi and I is still just losing arrow after arrow, and you see like this kind of squint come over her face for a moment, and then a bit of a smile, and it's like kind of disbelief, like this look on her face of, we're winning? Huh, okay. And it's your go.
So I have no idea what's going on because I just currently got my back up against the door and just feeding arrows. I want to go take a quick little look outside.
You just kind of crack the door open, just
Right.
peek outside. Chaos.
So I'm still unmasked. Quietly close the door and keep on feeding arrows.
Click it shut.
Let me know if I start to feel a little bit more like myself. But right now I'm just playing like I'm afeared of everything. So
It will
I'm
likely
But
continue.
you do everything.
right, so I'm just going to continue feeding arrows.
Guadernay at this point is just looks down to you, just like she looks like she wants to have somebody to share in this moment of, I think we're gonna do it. And she just looks down and sees you just cowering there, just mud covered, and just kind of her look just kind of fades slightly, and she just shakes her head, and just goes back to trying to shoot out arrows wherever she can.
That's my turn.
Yep. As Badia and Hideyoshi is just gonna look down and snarl at you, just gonna try to draw. Oh, I thought they had knives. They don't. He has a sling. That's not gonna work. Well, and then sure, decrease damage on his damage spear. Then he's going to slashy. Well,
Trying to stab me with a
bludgeon, I guess. Bludgeoning instrument now.
Hit me with a stick like an old lady.
He's just kind of wildly flailing down at you, and it's just not. And however, he does manage to wheel his horse about and place the villagers between you and him, as he has seemed to gauge that you are the largest threat. And yeah, 2 more of the villagers that are engaged with the kind of burnished, armored samurai in the rain slick armor are just falling one by one under his wild but calculated swings. You can tell this is a man well accustomed to the heat of battle, and just is like this is old hat just cutting down the chaff beneath him. And it's back to you guys again.
Could I get myself up on a roof with my move action?
I'll say go ahead and.
I'm in fire stance right now. I don't know if that means anything.
I'm gonna say fitness. This wouldn't be alone. This would be fitness shift, which is what it. So you can change your stance if you wish, but I don't believe you need to change your stance just for a fitness check.
And I feel like ambidextry would be helpful with this because
Explain to me how.
Well, I have the ability to use both hands for weapons and whatnot, and I feel like that would make both hands stronger for the climbing and or acrobatics type things.
How generous is GM today?
I don't know. It's okay.
Like that sort of finagling. I'm gonna say that sort of thing's gonna cost void points.
Okay. So you said it was a water fitness check?
Yes.
Okay.
You are attempting to shift the way things are arrayed in this skirmish by gaining the high ground.
Well, I got 3 success, but also 3. Oh wait! Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I understand
Oh,
now.
your horse bones.
I understand now why it highlights some of the dice red in the app, because I got it too explosive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that until just now, so I hope I didn't mess up.
Explosive ones mean you can reroll
Okay.
a die of that same type.
So, okay. If I keep them, they have strife on them, so if I keep those, then I get the strife. I can't
Yes.
decide later to get rid of them and get rid of the strife they would give me, correct?
And you choose which ones to keep before rolling exploders.
Okay. So I'm going to minus that one, and then exploders. What kind of dice do I roll for the exploders?
Same as the type that had the explodey symbol on it.
Okay.
If it is ring, you roll ring. If it is skill, you roll skill.
I have one of each that
So you
has
roll both.
splitter. So
And so you can choose to keep or discard the results of those exploded dice.
She's rolling further rolling, much rolling.
It's
Listener,
roll.
there is rolling happening.
Look at that roll in action. I see a thumb twitch.
Yes.
She's rolling on her phone just in case you want to know.
And she has magical force powers.
did you know that if you have an exploded dice, you can actually hit this, then it will roll the extra for you?
That's convenient.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I was wondering what it meant. Okay. Oh. What? No. It deleted extra dice. Dang it. So I think it was 3 success and 2 strife, which puts me at 6 strife out of 6 composure.
Join the club!
So you just going frustrated with how things have not gone your way in this fight, and it's like you need to feel more useful. You just General Zod climber up to the top of this building.
Rage climb.
Yeah. And just kind of alight on your feet up top, and are looking around at the battle below, and it's just.
Do I have an attack action still with my bow?
Yes, I'll say sure.
Okay. It's fine if not, I just wanted to know. So I'm in fire stance.
Keep in mind, now since you're compromised, you cannot use any die with the symbol that have the strife symbol.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second, and wait, while I'm in fire stance, if you succeed +1 bonus success per strife symbol, which would have meant that I would
2
have
more.
had 2 more, so that would have
That's
been
5.
5 success to get
Yeah,
up to the
so you
top.
just $6 million man just.
Ooh, so I do the ninja jump.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Or like parkour off the sides of the buildings and like just like,
It's
up on
me, Mario!
If only someone saw you do that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now
Yeah,
that
no one sees this.
Aw.
So, now that I have reached 6 strife out of 6 composure,
Mhm.
my endurance goes to what?
Your vigilance.
Vigilance.
Vigilance is at 1.
Okay.
So if someone is attempting to sneak attack on you, it is,
A lot easier.
yeah,
Mhm.
you are basically probably not going to see it coming.
Okay.
Also, since you're compromised, you can't, like I said earlier, keep any die with the strife symbol on it.
Yes.
Okay. So if I then attack ranged again, I'm in fire stance, so I use the fire ring.
Mm-hmm. So you're shooting for big guy?
Mm-hmm. And it's only
He's still just.
1 success, 1 opportunity. Can I use this to like the opportunity to get his attention on me
Sure.
by like just being nasty enough to like barely like graze like a cheek or something like
The
that.
slow mo, just like
Yeah.
droplet of blood.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Yes, he is like you just like in the cowl of his helmet, you just barely score across the front of the
Following Hideyoshi, like hearing you yell out something about dog, or yell out, "Up here, you dog!" or something like that. I don't know.
What's up, dog? Yes, Arrow just barely brushes a kiss across his cheek, and he just kind of spins around and just wheels his horse around, and just rears it up as like the sword is raised high, and he looks over, and just eyes lock with you, saying, and just it's like the half the screen is his eyes, half the screen is your eyes.
Speed lines.
Yes.
and say, okay, so what happens when I'm compromised? Like, what exactly?
Basically,
I know we
you're-
went over this,
Yes,
but-
you're going to be acting volatile. You are not going to be thinking incredibly clearly. This is likely the time to play up to insecurities or that sort of thing.
Also, you haven't unmasked yet. I think that takes an action.
Yes.
What happens when you unmask?
Yeah, also, you can go back to using strife, then
Yes. Unmasking basically entails you basically role playing out how you are trying to calm yourself down. Like,
But what do I don't have any insecurities. Like, that's not
well,
listed
that's
any.
great for you.
Well, no. What I'm saying is I don't have anything listed. So what do I role play? That's what I don't understand about this.
You
whole
don't
thing.
have any negative attributes.
I
What's
have
your
adversities and anxieties.
What's your anxiety?
I have adversity is bluntness, inability to understand or use subtlety.
Okay, so yeah.
You would do something like, up here, you piece, and just, pelvic thrust.
Yeah, well, that's what I was feeling like. Up here, you know, it was like, it's like I'm not subtle at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you would take that to the next level when you unmask.
Caution to the wind.
Yep.
And then my anxiety is cynicism, always looking for how to disprove new, unusual things.
So you're very blunt and yeah. Okay.
You just want to watch the world burn,
I'm a
basically.
blunt cynic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and then it doesn't even have to be, an actual trait on your character sheet. It'd just be like, okay, so what is Sagine freaking out about? What is this moment? Yeah.
I just got too much Taoni in my head right now.
Yep. That is her Star Wars character.
Oh my gosh, you samurai, get up here and fight me.
I know, that's exactly, it's terrible. I
Then
played
he gets up there and you're
Taoni's.
like, wait a second, I'm not good at punching. Why did I invite him out
Could you
here?
not be so far away?
Like, oh my gosh.
All right.
As if.
Hideyoshi.
Okay. Horseback man.
Yes.
How close is he to me?
You're basically standing beneath him, and he's like trying to flail down at you with his broken
Wait, I
spear.
thought you said he maneuvered
Got
to
the
get
villagers.
villagers in between Hideyoshi and himself.
Yes. So you would be at range 2 at this point, but you could close.
I can maneuver and do that. Okay. But I'm going to stay in water stance. I'm going to take another... and reduce my fatigue down to 6 and my composure down, and my strength down to 5. Because that's what the cool kids are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to step
You're the
up.
only cool kid, apparently.
I'm going to get all up in his grill,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to hit him with my pointy bit of metal.
Yes.
Okay. So that gives me 2 strife, which is some strife, but then 1 opportunity and 5 success.
Wow.
Whew. All right.
So,
So
damage 4 plus 3 bonus successes,
yeah.
and I'm going to, if I can spend the opportunity. Oh, actually, wait, this is water, so
Yes.
I'm making a shift martial arts. So can I spend the opportunity to leap into the air, sing, and then land on the other side of him?
You don't want to land on the horse.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Just makes me think. Gallivant is like, how did you get on the horse? I slept on the horse. Anyway, but yes, you leap up in the air, your sword just shing, just singing up alongside you, and like the frosty aura around it just thickens till near solidifying, and the rain droplets pattering against it are just crystallizing into ice shards as it slices through the air, just carves up against him. And even as it does so, you just see it as it sinks into flesh and armor. It just the ice just forms, crystallizes up along the wound, and he just actually appears to go solid in place as ice fills him, and he just totters backwards out of the saddle and shatters. So you alight in the saddle and just calmly sink into place.
And as part of this action, I'm going to turn to, I think, the last surviving bad guy.
The samurai.
I'm coming for you next, fool.
It's only 6, but okay.
No, I did check the rule. You get 5 words,
Okay.
but you get a bonus 6th word if you say fool or
Sure.
dog or
Okay.
scum. Or,
So we'll say last time you had abbreviated something.
yes.
Conjunctions. So
But you can't do that.
as you call out to him, he's actually going to look around and see he's the last one standing of his group, and he is going to determine if he wishes to remain. He appears to exercise due wisdom in this moment, as there are still perhaps a dozen villagers standing all just kind of closing in on him, just kind of trying to hurt him and just like pincer him in with their spears and other various sharp things. And he's basically seeing his exit window closing, and apparently a couple of actual warriors in this fight who have taken out his other men. Just jerks his reins around, and he is going to be attempting to flee. However,
Oh no, you didn't.
Minutes.
Yes.
You do get to go first, and the villagers all get their parting gifts towards him. One of them gets close to. Yeah. They're not doing a whole lot, but they're still just like trying to lunge at him, and it's expediting his departure. But do you wish to do anything with this?
Well, last I checked outside, it was very scary. I'm not going to go look outside anymore and just continue to feed arrows.
Okay.
Because since I'm currently just freaked out because I unmasked, so I'm currently just...
Yes.
Ah!
So how are you bearing your soul in this moment, then?
I got a feeling, since I'm very close to dying,
Mhm.
and one of Memphis's Genesis things is he wants to see, his younger siblings have safety and, all that, wants to see them again.
Sure.
So he's probably bawling his eyes out right now and quietly muttering all of his siblings' names. So, for dear listener, in case you wanted to know all of them again, new son Izzy and Mizzy and Lizzie, kind of just muttering them under his breath, like, I gotta see them again, I gotta see them again. Just, kind of have that weird mad man kind of mumbling to himself type of thing, where just like, and kind of probably wide-eyed right now.
mumbling.
Right, yeah. So, and then just kind of losing it and...
Over that mumbling.
Yeah. Yes. But anyway,
Obscure reference.
doing all that, and then just kind of feeding the lady the arrows that I have.
Okay, there comes a point when she actually just kind of exhales and rests the bow against the windowsill there.
I'm probably still like just...
Yeah, just as the arrows are, you hand them off into the air and just kind of clattering down the floor at this point, she just kind of looks over to you and... Stop.
What?
Stop.
What? Turn around and look out the door and just see what's going on?
As you look out and you see that apparently the single remaining individual that appears to have descended upon this village with ill intent has taken spur to horse and is fleeing.
Okay. Since I'm still unmasked, I'm just going to curl up in a ball next to the doorway and just kind of go quiet and just kind of have a shocked look on my face, I guess, and just kind of...
Corin actually kneels down over you and just is looking into your face. You disgrace yourself. Stand up.
I'm going to shakily stand up. I probably still have to look up to her.
Yeah. Here, haul yourself up to your feet. I was right about you. You were no warriors.
I'm going to quietly go gather my arrows and go outside in shame.
Okay. Zane, Hideyoshi, are you,
Can I reach him on my horse?
you can keep
Can-
pace.
Can I take shots at him?
You could attempt to, yes, take a parting shot.
When I previously drew my sword, did I just drop my bow or did I holster it?
I would have said that holstering it would have taken a further
Okay,
maneuver.
so my bow's on the ground somewhere.
Yes.
So, yeah, I have one opportunity. That's it.
Okay.
Something to remember.
Check some crap.
Splashes in the mud somewhere, and he's still...
I'm going... He's probably more than range 5 away at this point, right?
At this point, he is going to be gaining distance on his turn, and... Oh wait, no, he actually gets his turn before you. So yes, at this point, he would be at range 5 at this point.
At range 5.
Yes.
Okay. Then...
He has, just exited the makeshift gates of this village and just tearing off down the road. Up the road, I should say. It's an incline.
I'm going to take the challenge action again,
Mhm.
and I'm going to shout after him, "A real honorable samurai wouldn't flee!"
And he has to make a.
Let's see. So I need to make a target number 1 command check first to see if I can even succeed in making my challenge known. I'm gonna switch to fire stance for this guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna keep those 3 there. That one exploded. So that gives me 3 success, 1 opportunity.
Okay.
I'm staking my 10 honor and my 5 glory. I succeeded, so he either accepts and stakes, in which case we get to duel, or he declines and he forfeits 1 glory plus. He'll forfeit 3 glory, and all of his allies with lower glory than me gain 2 strife.
All of them who have either fled or died.
Good point.
Yeah, he'll just look back over his shoulder and just keep
going.
Keep galloping away.
Okie dokie. So, nothing happens there.
Someday your challenge will be answered.
Right.
Yep. Okay. So when I stake honor and glory, I don't gain anything if I win. I just lose if I lose.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. It's like if I bail on the challenge, then I lose that honor and
Also,
glory.
speaking of which, do you lose honor, glory, or status with unmasking?
Unmasking. We will look that up really quick because we need to deal with a couple of characters unmasking here.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Once per scene, while a character is compromised, their player may choose to have the character unmasked, briefly expressing the true emotions beneath the guise of a perfect samurai that society demands they maintain. Keep in mind that the character may stay compromised as long as the player deems it appropriate and can seek other ways to soothe their emotions, but these often take time. The act of unmasking gives a character the chance to achieve immediate emotional clarity and openness, at the cost of potentially disturbing the scene. Unmasking is an outpouring of raw emotion, anger at difficult circumstances or injustice. Joy is the result of success over harsh trials, mirth at a humorous occurrence, or despair at a tragic turn of events. Importantly, the player never loses control of their character while unmasking because the player chooses the shape of the character's unmasking and the time at which it occurs. The form of the unmasking should be suited to the scene in which it takes place and the various emotions that have led the character to become compromised.
At this point, it's a lot of anxiety
Right.
fueled by conflict. So Taheen more so frustrated at seeming inability to land a hit in combat. And Memphis just...
Right. Also, I'm almost dead, too.
Yes.
So...
so scared.
Yeah.
Okay, question. My strife is not in excess of my composure. Technically, it's equal to.
Mm-hmm.
Does that change anything? Because it says, while a character's strife is in excess of their composure.
oh,
So right now, I think you're just... if you were to get any more, maybe you go over.
So I suppose you're not compromised then? I thought it was the
I
threshold.
thought if
when
you
you
meet
reach
it, then you're good. I mean, I went over, so no matter what, I'm
Okay.
over.
So I suppose then we need to adjust and say that for, I suppose then, both endurance and composure, it's when you exceed your endurance and or composure.
Not when you meet it.
I'm used to playing with just, when you reach the threshold,
Right.
that's when the thing
Oh,
happens.
yeah. It says a character ceases to be compromised when their strife drops back to or below their composure.
So,
So I guess I could have actually used the strife to have actual successes on a couple of my checks.
To become, you would do that in order to become
I
compromised?
could have,
Right.
but I didn't.
So right now, and plus, since we're at the end of the scene, you also go down to half of what you have. Right?
Oh, correct?
Yes.
Now that we're done with the scene?
Presumably, if there is going to be a moment of calm here.
Right.
Well, I thought it was at the end of the scene.
Well, this is still technically the same scene in like the immediate aftermath of the battle.
Okay.
So I'm the only one that was compromised. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
Then again, I had to fight 2 guys by myself. So
Sahin, Hideyoshi, well, Sahin, you're on top of the building at this point. You just see the villagers, some of them raising their weapons over their head, just, yeah! And apparently very pleased with themselves over a handful of them who were going and tending to the dead and wounded, or taking this a little more somberly. But as the rain is still falling the night here, what do you do?
I'm going to start by looking around and seeing if there's a villager who looks like they are in charge.
Okay. As you're looking about, you kind of see the older, stooped-over gentleman who was in charge of the tavern, who appears to have emerged at this point and is looking about and just kind of giving a, yeah, yeah. But does not appear to be incredibly interested in dealing with the visitors who have returned. Kawaii at this point emerges from her home and is looking about.
Also, actually ran into her home.
Yes.
Which, out of curiosity, it looks like I would say that Memphis did the panicked retreat.
Yes.
Oh yes, definitely.
So that is an example way of unmasking.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah, I definitely unmasked.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's basically up to him at this point how long he wishes to stay unmasked in this raw state.
I'm slowly getting in control of myself. I'm definitely feeling bad because.
But your stripe after this goes down.
Oh yeah, I
it's
already
done.
marked it down.
Okay.
Which at this point, Invis, as you've shakily stood back to your feet, and Kawaii just kind of pushes back you outside the door. You note there's a small hatch in the floor that just kind of, and there's a couple pair of eyes just peeking out at you, and it's Kawaii and I's children, as they're just kind of looking at you, just like this look of, why is this small man blubbering away?
Okay. Seeing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of. I thought I already exited the building, but I guess I didn't.
Okay, well,
I'll go ahead and exit the building and just kind of quietly head outside of the town, and just kind of like just realizing, one, I made a fool of myself. Also, I'm almost dead, and what the heck's going on?
Well, in terms of the mechanics of this game, it's I almost died.
Right. Yeah. Well, true. Yeah. So
because you're not wounded or like drastically injured at this point.
So since I'm not, I almost died. But either way, Memphis is definitely emotionally not all there. Yeah, compromised at the moment. So he's going to go just try to find a quiet place outside of town just to kind of regain himself. And
so you just slowly walk out of the village and just slide down somewhere.
And go kind of probably pull out Jeremy, my lucky ugly cricket, and just kind of like, no one understands me like you, Jeremy. Right, yeah, I'm just gonna have a moment to myself and just like trying to, keep it together, man. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just kind of hunkering away, just trying to hide myself, just trying to compose myself because I kind of made a fool of myself right in front of this person where it's like, oh, hey, I'm a good old samurai and I lost it. Even though I took out 2 guys, I lost it. But,
Which will say at this point, you all just kind of see Kawaii and I come out. She's still got her bow just kind of half at the ready and seems to take a final sweep around to see if there's any sort of threat before she actually turns and heads back in. You just kind of hear her speaking softly to someone in the interior. You presume it's her children.
I head back, get down from my perch atop one of the
How do you get
buildings.
down?
Huh?
How do you get down?
Hardcore parkour back down.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
Yes.
make a check for that?
I do.
What check would you like me to
I
make?
would call this the same thing
to
as
be in?
the fitness shift.
Okay, so that's the water
fitness.
fitness. Okay.
Swimming.
Through the air.
I'm swimming in the rain.
That's a problem.
Stub your toe. and you
Opportunity.
Okay. You kind of land, and it's the thing of where you just your feet completely are swept out from underneath you in the mud, and you topple ungracefully onto your side.
And then I jump back up and act like nothing happened.
And sure, nobody sees it because 2 opportunities. Nobody was.
And can I use some of that opportunity to shake some of the mud off?
So shake it off.
Yes. Just kind of let the rain take over and just
Shake it
fling
like
it
a
off.
Polaroid picture. I have that stuck in my head because of the book I'm reading right now is talking about them trying to make that a hit song.
Lend me some tea. I am your
Your
neighbor.
neighbor. No, it's let me. I am
No.
your neighbor. Let me
Anyway.
some sugar.
I was making it more
Okay.
relevant. Anyway,
Bringing it back.
What I'm gonna do
yes.
is I'm going to claim 2 additional horses, plus including the one I'm
Oh,
on.
yeah, and I was
So I got
gonna
3
find
horses total.
Hideyoshi.
You begin to walk over to claim the horses. A couple of other villagers move up and are taking the reins and look over to you. What do you need?
2 of the horses.
We have claimed these. They are ours by rights.
By right of killing their riders?
Yes.
I definitely saw my allies do that.
They look around and it's like, you didn't do this?
And
I
I walk in and just nod. I walk to them.
Okay.
Haven't put my sword away, by the way.
Okay, then it's gonna be. This is gonna be.
Can I help with
Just
this
not be
checker?
charmed, then I suppose. Yes, Sahina is going to be aiding.
How does
in
aiding
this-
work in this system?
I believe you roll an extra die?
Yes. Wait, let me.
Aiding!
So,
How
in
do-
actuality, I have 2 horses.
Cool. Now I have 2 horses.
I mean, I guess this is my second horse, but it's the only one that I'm actually.
Support action type. Build up the character's position or help others, protecting them or aiding them
Page
to set up for
26.
their own actions.
Page 26, using assistance.
There you
Oh, okay.
Character, 1 additional skill die per
Okay.
assisting character who's got skills, and 1 additional ring die per assisting character who's got 0 ranks. So
Okay.
I'm assuming I'm going to be making a command reason check.
Okay.
I mean, you're.
I'm not attempting to threaten them yet.
You,
I
you
just
said you
happen.
still had your sword out, right?
I just happen to have it out. I'm not
You're not
menacing
using
them
it
at
to
this
make a
point.
point. At least try not.
But your posture with sword out and saying, give me horses, a little more.
Samurai-ish. It's very reasonable to give a samurai a horse that he has just earned with his sword.
But the stance you have adopted is more fire.
Then I'm going to sheathe my sword
Okay.
and continue the conversation. Anyways.
Okay. Then yes, command reason.
Okay.
Okay, and then how would I help? I have no ranks in
So you get 1
command,
more ring die.
and my earth ring is 1.
Well,
So-
if I understood it correctly, if you had a skill in it, he would get 1 more skill die.
Yes.
But since you don't, he just gets 1 more ring die.
Correct.
So I have 2 earth, which means I get to roll 3 black die because I'm including yours,
Yes.
and then I've got 1 rank, so I get to roll 1 white die.
Yeah,
There you go.
there.
And I suppose then, since your combined strength in the check is equal to 3 in that ring, you keep 3 dice?
Okay. Yeah, 3 success, 1 strife.
Okay. There's some strife taken as you are kind of throwing your weight around here in the middle of the night in this rainy village that's just been attacked and saying, hey, give me your horses.
Horses.
I want that
And
Mustang.
they
yo.
think there were 6 horses with no more rider. They can happily keep the other 3 and all of the equipment.
Although 1 ran away.
They'll find it.
2 actually, right? Well, 3 including the leader.
And 1's injured.
Oh, 2. Okay. Okay.
Actually, no, as far as horses, I think only 2 horses have fled at this point, I think. Okay, yes.
Okay.
But yes, 1 injured horse. But yes,
Sorry, horse.
you. But no, you relay that, and you see one of them kind of look over to the front porch of the tavern where the old man is just kind of standing there, leaning against his cane. Take them. We only need. What can? Well,
Our 3rd companion is rather small. Perhaps we only need 2.
you can take the one with the cut leg.
Do you believe that was his fault? And
Well,
I
I'm not riding that horse then.
we'll do medicine to it.
Can you do medicine?
Do a medicine. There is medicine. It would be, I suppose, medicine ammo?
Okay. Memphis, you're up because none
I'm
of
having an emotional breakdown.
Yeah,
Leave me
you've
alone.
just seen Memphis exit the village and just kind of sit down on a stump out in the outskirts, and it's just kind of.
Well, I'm kind of reaching my threshold right now, so I wander out there. I pick him up and I say, "You're gonna have to.
leave me alone. Leave me alone.
You gotta fix this horse."
They don't like me. Leave me alone. Leave me.
I'm
Sure,
gonna-
I forget my voice. Leave me alone.
I'm gonna pick up my bow from the ground where I dropped it before, and then lead the 2 horses out of the village. And
And I pick him up and take him to wherever
Yeah.
you have the horse.
I'm walking out in your direction.
Okay.
So when I get out of the village to Memphis, I'll be like, "Seems like you."
Well, you don't understand. I went out there probably while I helped you negotiate, and then went out there and was like, since you decided we were taking one of the lame horses, he's the only one I know who can fix
Yeah.
the horse. So.
Yeah, and I as you were walking out, I was picking up my bow, and then I followed you
Okay, with the horses.
with the horses.
Okay.
Which no one is attacking you at this point, but you're still getting everybody's still on edge after the recent conflict, and they're seeing that yes, there are still strangers in our
I
village.
just ignore them and keep walking.
Stranger Things. Sorry.
But I insist upon you to heal the horse. And then
Now,
bring the other
question.
horse.
So,
Hmm.
I have an adversity
Yes.
of a discounting countenance, which means I'm very easily remembered. This horse probably remembers me that I'm the one that slashed it.
Yeah.
So I get to reroll 2 dice containing success or opportunity.
Yep.
Alright. And if I fail, I gain 1 void point. Alright, let's do it. Sorry, horse. Okay, what is this exactly that I'm doing?
I suppose.
It's a medicine what?
Medicine analyze, I guess, is you're trying
Okay.
to assess.
Alright, well, we will re-roll those 2. Okay. That is a grand total of 2 opportunity, 1 strife.
Okay. Well, it does not try to trample you or anything. But as you're trying to assess its wounds, it's dark, it's rainy, and it's not holding still. You're gauging that you'll probably have to wait to figure out the extent of the injuries and how to mend them come the following day.
Okay. I'll go ahead and just take it by its... I'm guessing it has a... Sure, what's it called? A
Halter?
bridle.
Bridle?
Yeah, halter
Yeah.
reins and whatnot. I'm guessing.
It's a bridal shower because it's raining.
I'm
Wow.
gonna go ahead.
Really?
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take its reins, which I'm guessing it has reins,
Mhm.
even though it's in the rain. Might as well play off all these bad puns. And then just kind of very quietly lead it back to our campsite.
I'm trotting in the rain.
But
so you're
just all quiet and just kind of trying to regain my
kind of
sense.
slowly trudging your way back to your campsite.
Yep.
I'm going with him.
Okay.
If
Out of
you'd like to ride my horse with me, you may.
I had claimed the other horse while you were.
I've been on the other horse.
When did you get on the horse?
When he killed
A super awesome jump attack!
Never left the horse?
No.
Always on the horse? Makes sense.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Always on the horse.
I've been on the horse the
Back
whole
in
time.
the saddle again.
Well,
Anyway, out of curiosity, since I didn't see where the samurai... This is mitigating Kyle asking,
Mhm.
not Memphis, since he didn't see it because he was all afraid and cowering in a shanty shack.
Yes.
But which way did the big honcho samurai go? Did he go up the way where our campsite is?
Nope,
When
he
he
had,
exited, or he
he
left
had
the
fled
other way?
the opposite direction.
So we left the way that we originally entered.
Yes.
then. Okay. Cool. Just wanted to make sure that I was like, oh, hey, where have you been? So, anyway. But yeah, I'm quietly leading the horse back to our campsite.
I'm riding back with him and Sakine wherever she chooses to ride or walk.
I think she was a little frustrated that you only got 2 horses. She wanted her own horse, so
Does she say this out loud?
I don't know.
How close
Probably.
to compromised is she?
Well, at my threshold,
Yes.
so
That's... If you say it out loud, I will say... Those villagers... I didn't want to push them any further than they've already been pushed. I figured a gesture of goodwill, leaving them with more horses than I was going to, will hopefully at least prevent them from chasing after us and murdering us in our sleep. If it bothers you that much, you can have this horse, and I will ride the other one once it has been repaired.
Well, as long as Memphis can actually heal the other horse, I'll take it.
Let's hope so.
P.S. Why am I the healer?
You expect me to heal things?
You expect me to heal things?
Okay. You guys,
They are more of the warriors,
Okay.
it seems like.
even though I killed 2 guys
You killed 2 guys.
by myself.
Not with one stone, but
Right.
it's still pretty cool.
I killed one guy pretty cool.
And
No
I
assault.
did absolutely nothing cool.
You distracted people.
You did cool fire jump.
You did the
Yeah,
jump
that was
shot.
last session. This session
We're not
did
done yet.
way.
This is the
GM
whole
is
battle.
rolling dice.
It was really nice.
GM is scary when he's rolling dice without telling you why he's rolling dice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yay. It'd be really nice if Murdark were here.
Wow.
It'd be really nice if Murdark were here.
Who knows where he's at?
Wow. Okay, so you guys reach your camp and just kind of resume your bedrolls, except now you're all wet and muddied, and it's rather uncomfortable.
Can I use the rain to clear off some of the mud?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to, because I'm probably just covered in filth.
Mhm.
I like to go ahead though and take out Jeremy, my cricket, and put him in the inside the tent, so that way he doesn't get more drenched more. Then right,
It's different every time.
well, he's an ugly cricket. And then I'll go ahead and tie up the poor horse. I don't know if you let horses loose or you tie them up.
Tie up the poor horse.
I don't know how.
Tie the reins to a tree.
I
Yeah, you do not tie up the poor horse.
These horses do not consider this random spot in the woods to be home,
Right.
so if they are left untied, they are going to go.
So I'm going to go ahead and tie it to whatever tree is closest to my tent. And kind of give it a... actually, I have rations, don't I? They don't have apples in Japan, so what's the closest thing that they have for a treat for a horse?
Don't they have apples in
I
Japan?
don't know. Do they? Or do they? This is
I
a
don't know,
mythical
man.
version of apple.
This is Rokugan.
Right, yeah. So either way, I get a horse treat-like thing that I know my body knows that would be kind of a somewhat healthy for a horse.
They at least
thing.
have carrots.
Right, yeah. So go ahead and offer that to the horse. Give it kind of a sorry that I did that.
Just chowing away at it,
Right, yeah.
and doesn't seem to be incredibly stilled in your presence. But the fact that you're giving it food is like, okay, you are there and you are supplying me with treat.
Right, yeah. So go ahead and do that, and then go take all my achy bones and just curl up in bed and probably cry.
So is this have we reached the end of the
Yes, this
scene
is
now?
going to be the end of the scene as you all returned back to your campsite, having done a good deed.
Do I get rid of my fatigue then?
I'll take in some horses for it. Yes, your fatigue is going to be reduced.
It's
Bye.
down to half as well.
Okay, so if it's under half, it doesn't go anywhere, even after
Correct.
getting
Or-
rest? That seems
When you rest, you heal twice your water.
twice.
Oh,
So
so
after
My
a full
water
night's
ring?
rest, you twice your water ring, you recover in fatigue.
So I'm good to go then.
So if we get a full night's rest, I would get rid of all of my fatigue.
Although-
When we get a full night's rest.
We got half of a full night's rest.
Hopefully
Two
you'll get a bit
halves.
more.
Ah,
2 halves make a hole. Crawl through the hole until you scream till your voice is hoarse. Get on the horse, gallop away.
I don't think I've heard that version of it.
Well done.
I didn't
It's
get
a-
the horse
it's an
part.
old
That's
riddle.
pretty good. I always knew about the halves thing, but I like the horse.
The way I was you bang your head against the wall till it's sword. Take the sword, cut the table in half. 2 halves make a hole. Crawl through the hole. Scream till your horse is hoarse. Get on the horse, gallop away.
I've heard the mirror version of that.
Right.
You're stuck in a room with no.
As I always took it, the mirror was a misdirect.
Well, listener, if you heard of any other ways that you
No,
can escape this room,
you're stuck in a room with no windows, no doors, just a mirror and a table.
Yeah.
And you look in the mirror, see what you saw, take the saw, cut the table in half,
Okay.
2 halves make a hole, and you crawl through.
I
Okay,
prefer the version that doesn't involve me smashing my head against things.
fair enough.
That's why I was like, I've not heard that version.
Okay, So you have bedded down once again for the evening, and now twice now having saved, done your part to help these villagers in their conflict, and they do not appear to be taking any sort of warmth to any of you. So as you continue to rest for the evening, I believe first watch has been taken by Memphis, and then second by Hideyoshi.
Mhm.
Is Saheen going to do her
Take
part?
a watch.
As long as I can actually get some rest after I take a watch, because at this point, my sleep was interrupted about halfway through your watch, correct?
Yes.
All of our sleep was interrupted halfway through.
Mine wasn't.
Well, his wasn't, because he
Right.
was taking
That
his
was on
watch.
watch, so.
As long as I can somehow get full benefits of a night's
The
rest.
idea with everybody taking a shift in the night's watch means that hopefully everybody will at least be giving the
Yeah, but if I take my watch now till morning, then
So you're saying
I'm...
you want-
Finish
So
mine.
you're saying Hideyoshi should finish his.
Yeah, I'll finish mine.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Hideyoshi, you pick back up and just kind of standing alert as you're tucked away once again and hearing the and the night sounds of Rokugan. And at this point, the rain has somewhat let up, but still through the trees, just the occasional drip of the water has been just collecting on the leaves over time for hours. And what is your vigilance?
Oh boy. So before that, I would have drawn my sword,
Mm-hmm.
make sure it was clean,
Yep.
and then I think I said I was doing.
Drop on it.
What?
Not a drop on it.
I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
But I think last session when I heard the screaming, I had already said that I was going to be meditating with my sword.
Mhm.
I'm going to continue to try and do that.
Okay.
Now that that's been established, vigilance 2.
Okay. There comes a point when you hear from behind you, it almost sounds like this slightly disappointed, just ahem. As you spin about and a great blade drawn, and you already see standing there already with just this little dinky little knife drawn is a little boy standing there. And
Don't tell me that's our mentor.
Oh no!
you recognize this boy.
Oh, wait. I do?
Yes.
Oh, is it the village lady's
This
kid?
is Ishoda-shan.
Can you spell that, please?
Isodashon.
ISODAS, and then what was the rest of it?
HON.
H.
Isodashan.
He's standing there, and he hasn't backed down. He's still just holding up his little knife, and it's just. Well, was I wrong about you? I thought at least you and the woman were warriors. But yet I have sneaked up on you so easily.
Or have we already surrounded you?
His eyes just kind of go wide, and he starts just kind of glancing about. I do not think so.
A warrior would know.
He just gives a slow nod. Okay.
What brings you out here?
Just looks to your sword and just like slowly lowering his knife.
Yes, he is. And then once his knife is, I'm gonna take a step back.
Okay.
And also slowly sheathe my sword, making sure that it's sheathed after his knife is down.
Okay.
Because I outrank the crap out of this peasant.
And just looks to you. What is your price?
Price?
I am going after the weekend. This is a little 10-year-old boy.
We are also going after the Wicked, but perhaps in a different manner.
Kind of squints.
We need to know where the real clans have their local center of government. We're going to go to them, ask them what can be done.
They no longer meet between them. They have each retreated to their fortresses.
Who is nearest?
Where's the map of Rokugan?
So what did I miss? Was he
No.
making waves and saying that he thought we were warriors? Or was he wrong?
He thought that you two were warriors.
He's like, I thought you were a warrior, but I sneak up on you. And so I bluffed him into thinking that he was the one who didn't know that he was surrounded. And then he's going after the Wakened. And I told them that we're going to go look for some government officials and talk to them. And now we need to find out who is the closest major clan.
And apparently they're not all talking to each other.
Nope. They apparently have withdrawn each of them to their own regions and are staying there. And it looks as though the closest stronghold is going to be that of the Lion Clan, one of the more volatile.
And none of us are part of the Lion.
Oh boy.
YOLO.
Pretty strict about keeping their Lion Clan borders, as far as you know.
We can work with that. What's the name of the fortress?
I think it is called the Castle of the Swift Sword. Yes, you are, as he tells you, it's like...
Ask
you are-
directions.
Yes, you are in the woods to the southwest of there.
Okay.
So you really don't know of the Okita League.
We have been traveling for a while.
They have set up their strongholds between the Lion Clan and the Lion Clan and the
What is it?
I think it's the Crane Clan, but this
cream homies.
this map is not showing me.
That was the one that I was going to guess, based upon my memory, David's memory.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, so where's our lion? Scorpion, lion.
Lions and cranes and scorpions. Oh
Oh
my.
my.
Oh, Castle of the Swift Sword. So unicorns to the northwest, dragons to the north. The crane is on the opposite side of the lion lands,
Oh, alright.
down to the southeast. And the other side of the spine of the world.
Right, the southeast, yeah. So it would be like between the Lion and the Crane clans is where
Okay.
they have set up their stronghold.
Okay.
So, not clear on the other side of the world because GM didn't want to beat at me. But it's a fair hoofing distance if you're going to be heading that way.
Okay. I would ask him, what's the name of the Okita League's fortress?
Yeah. Maybe call it the Castle of the Wakened.
Okay. Do I... Okay. How much does Hideyoshi know about the geography of Rokugan?
I would say it would actually have been a fairly significant part of your studies, given your heritage.
So I have some idea of...
Yes.
Did the Castle of the Wakened have a name before it was called the Castle of the Wakened?
It was, as far as you know, it's the place he's talking about. If the place you're thinking about before, this was probably just old ruins. So the fact that somebody's apparently actually put in residence here,
Pretty impressive.
Okay.
or stupid, depending.
Right.
Okay. So...
And not even the Lion Clan has drawn up enough strength to oppose them. Which is saying something, because this is the Lion Clan. They're like, hey, we're anybody infringing on our territory, that's not okay. So the fact that they haven't rallied and pushed these people out is troubling.
Okay.
Yeah, little boy with a knife is seeming intent that he's going to go handle this whether you guys are with him or not, but he's asking, what's your price?
I'm just kind of like thinking for a moment.
Doing a sagely chin stroke.
Yes, on my 19-year-old hairless chin.
Well, I mean, does your body over here have a mustache?
I mean, I prefer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of, I do have Gaijin appearance, which should give me negatives on checks to interact with this guy.
I mean, children less so, because children is like, hey, you seem like you are also a person.
Okay.
Children are a little more forgiving on that if they haven't, been
Right.
taught.
Indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just don't like my face, though.
Because you ugly. We intend to help you. However, I'm afraid that our services are not currently available.
Frowns and I don't understand.
If you wish to hire us to defeat the Wakened, then that is appreciated, but we have already made our choices for how we will do this. We are not going to go with you right now to go and fight the Wakened.
You will. Yeah, we'll go with you.
I'm in charge.
Okay. We'll see how well that goes over. That's gonna
With a
be...
little bit of a smile on my face.
Alright.
In the I'm accepting, and I get to, like, to reassure him that I'm gonna help him, he can come with us, but we're gonna be making the decisions.
So we'll call it Command Charm.
Okay, Command Charm.
So
Oh, it's
now-
water.
Now we're taking a kid away from his... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently.
I mean, apparently.
if,
Bonus die?
if we had Destiny points.
Oh.
No.
Okay. I'm going to take those 3 dice there, and this one gets a reroll. Oh yeah! That gives me 4 success, 2 strife.
Okay. He just gives an emphatic nod. As, okay. You are in charge.
Okay.
He just seems to be happy that you haven't argued the point that he's going with you.
I'm fine with that. We need a native guide.
Okay.
Do you have any equipment?
He just has this little pouch at his side.
Is
I would
this
sleep
about
under the
when
stars.
changeover needs to happen?
Sure, we'll say for narrative flair, it's like this is the point where we're seeing you kind of stirring. It's like, I should probably go and relieve Hideyoshi. And just kind of haul yourself out of your tent. You see he's standing there talking to a little boy who does not appear to give off any sort of vibes that this is your combat instructor mentor.
And I recognize him from...
Yes.
Okay.
Saheen, Sodashan will be accompanying us as
Wait a second. What? Why?
He's in charge. He says I go.
because it will be
Okay.
helpful to us to have a local guide as we
But
seek to
do we
defeat the
want
Wakened.
the wrath of his mother?
She will not know I am gone until the morning.
And we are not that far from the village.
So we move.
You know how little sleep I've gotten tonight?
He just kind of looks back towards his
Slightly
ransacked
smaller
village and
village.
just kind of gives you this look, do you know how little sleep I've got tonight?
Yeah, but she doesn't like kids, so...
Well.
Excuse me,
It's gonna be
fake
the
princess.
same pretty much through most of my characters.
Mm.
Don't like kids.
Hmm.
Even the ones who are kids.
Oh, snap.
I don't like other kids, aside from Morgan.
Other kids.
Ugh.
I suspect he will be useful to us.
Yeah, but after our reception at the village, I'm not too keen on what will happen. The fallout will be,
He's been significantly more welcoming than pretty much any of the rest of them.
yes,
They do not like you.
but I'm concerned what they will do if and when they find out that
If and when
he
they
is
find
with
out
us.
that he has come with us, he will tell them that he came with us of his own free will.
And Mother is not good with weaponry.
Was she the one who was shooting the arrows all over the place?
Just kind of nods. Yes, but she did help in bringing weaponry into the village. So.
Yeah.
Which none of you saw that. It was in the cart.
Yeah, I left it there on purpose.
Kind of gives you a bit of a look like not sure he quite believes that, but okay.
Did.
He did.
I definitely did.
It was purposeful.
Okay. You are in charge.
Well,
I
we
would-
should move. Then perhaps we should wake Memphis and get a move on. Well,
The kid kind of is sort of trying to kind of leaves forward. Cannot we leave him behind?
or we cannot.
Unfortunately, no. Can you heal the horse?
Well, let's see.
Just look at this 10-year-old boy's stats. Well, look at that. He's got 5 ranks in medicine.
Who would have thought?
I mean, I suppose asking the NPCs, hey, what do you got, is probably a good way to start.
I figure.
You should go around and ask, hey, Jax, what's your class?
Oh, is that what it is,
How
guys?
many ranks you got in, let's say, right?
Is that your force rating? Only just that? Come
Lightsaber,
on,
Excuse me, fire katana.
Well, he kind of is a bit taken aback, but well, I can wrap the wound at least.
Let's wake Memphis, and then you can show him out.
I think it would be preferable if I could perhaps calm the animal and then he does the mending.
That is
That
a
would be
idea.
good, yes.
I'm gonna peek into Memphis's tent. Is he?
I'm probably just, since I had like one wound left, I'm probably just like out.
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna,
were exhausted.
Tap you on the noggin.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Memphis, we should probably move before the villagers come after us.
Why?
It seems that they don't like us for some reason.
Why wasn't they like?
So does Jean.
Oh, it is worse when he yawns.
Nah! What is he doing here?
So does Jean. Why do the villagers dislike us?
They are rather tired of strange warriors coming in and demanding hospitality.
We would have paid.
He just kind of shrugs.
Hideyoshi, why is he here?
He's going to be our local guide.
Does his mom know about this?
That's why we have to move.
Why are we doing this?
Do you have a better plan?
Why don't we return him to his mom as a show of good faith that we didn't steal him away in the night?
No, I am going with you.
I'm sorry, why?
I'm going to defeat the Okita League.
Also, the villagers might kill us.
Because we stole their kid.
No, because they just don't like us. They were pretty hostile after we helped them win. And by helped, I mean we did most of the work.
I don't like this, but okay.
I also am not particularly a fan, but we're gonna have to get used to things being different.
Right. Okay, and I'll start packing up my stuff. Still kind of like looking over at the kid, kind of like, I don't think we should be taking him away from his mom.
He's kind of
Okay.
anxiously jumping around on his feet.
Memphis, how about you help heal the horse, and I'll pack your tent for you. And I look at the shambles of the tent that he assembled the first time.
Right. I go grab my lucky cricket, go, attach the little cage thing, and go on, head over to the horse.
I
I'm
presume
gonna go ahead and bring another snacky thing so that way I can be distracted while I'm checking it out.
Okay.
I presume to pack.
Isoda John actually just pointedly takes the carrot from you and is, I will feed the horse.
Certainly, thank you.
And just kind of, he's a lot better with animals. It seems like he's just very, very calming. Just kind
Also, he
of
did attack the horse previously. So.
just kind of stroking the nose and just kind of slowly feeding it the treat and just keeping its eyes away from any sort of finagling around its wound.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and attempt your medicine analyze once more.
Okay. Now, out of curiosity, does my adversity still come into play here, or
No, because
the horse is distracted?
he is keeping the horse focused elsewhere.
Okay. One success, one opportunity.
Okay, you do a fine job of just kind of wrapping up the slash across the legs there, and it's like, hopefully it'll stay in place with all the traveling we're going to be doing.
Right. Okay. I'll go ahead and kind of, wipe the hands, give the horse a nice little pat. Sorry. Yes, sorry. And then I'll go ahead and turn around and go help out Hideyoshi if he needs any help with packing up my ramshackle tent.
I would have packed yours first and then second.
And then go ahead and pack up my tents and whatnot.
I would be doing that while they're doing their thing.
Okay, so you've all got packed up. There is, as of yet, no angry mob with torches and pitchforks. So
We hope to keep it that way.
Mm.
And we proceed to the northeast, heading towards the Castle of the Swift Sword.
circumventing the village
Yes.
with a great deal of girth in the radius.
So, eventually, we do get to actually stop and, finish our nap, right?
Yes, once you press on for a while, you are able to bed down and actually for a bit in the morning and get your full quote-unquote night's rest. And even Isoda-chan actually just kind of lays down, just kind of curls up on a especially grassy patch of ground and just kind of conks out for a bit and he's just out.
Okay.
Appears to be possibly even more exhausted than the rest of you.
If I have any watch time remaining, or at some point when I'm no longer able to sleep, because I think I probably got... No, you have the most sleep, I think, at this point. But at some point, I want to go through the horses that we looted and loot the horses. Check to see if they've got, saddlebags and blankets and...
There's travel gear, yeah.
Traveling gear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Money?
If I had a D1 from 100 in front of me, I would...
I'll get you a D100.
Okay.
I would like to say I'm not too keen about taking a kid away from the village / parents.
So Memphis, you're just constantly glancing over to this
Right,
child
yeah.
is easy
There
there.
should be a
sitting
D100
actually-
right there.
Sitting alongside
Box
of
full
you.
of dice.
Yes. What is the smallest denomination of currency?
Smallest
Is the Zen?
Zene.
Zene.
Oh, Zenny. Yep, no, that's with an I.
I'm just thinking of the last crusade, God, it's spelled with an I. Out of curiosity,
There's 32 of those.
Okay.
Zenny. Basic coinage.
Seth. Go ahead.
We split it 4 ways, evenly.
Okay, which is
8.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So what?
You have
Okay, 8 Zen.
now.
8 Zenny.
Little tiny copper pieces.
Which, as you hand that off to Isoda-chan, he actually kind of cups his hands around the little coins and he's just staring at it like this is probably more money than he's ever handled.
Kyle personally cannot think of a way to figure out how to write out this letter, but I'm sure Memphis, with his courtesy too, is going to go ahead with his calligraphy set.
Mm-hmm.
Write out a letter explaining the situation, just leave it tacked somewhere where our camp was, so that way I can, basically say, dear, however you would say, dear madam,
Kwara Nason?
Yeah.
How do you spell her name again?
Kowarenai.
Yeah.
But
Basically, send an address, make a letter to her and just leave it at our campsite where we were at. Make sure to kind of partially have it underneath something just so it doesn't get all wet because it was raining. But to go ahead and do all that and try to explain as best as I can understand if the kid can be around his own free will, blah, blah, blah. Have her do that in a courtesy way. Since
Sure, I'll say do a courtesy charm check here.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use my void point.
Okay.
Since I know how moms can be scary, I'm gonna go ahead and
yeah.
leave as much information as I can. So with the void, that just gives me one more in my ring.
Yes.
Ring die? Alright, so this is ding ding. And you said it was courtesy charm?
Yes.
Ding 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 ding. Alright. Boom boom. Alright. So that comes out to be 1, 2, 3, 4 success, 1 strife, and 1 opportunity.
Okay. Well, you find the ideal spot to kind of tuck it away against the elements so that it will be in pristine condition if ever it is found.
Right.
And, it appears as though you have set aside this note for whoever might discover it.
Right.
Hopefully it will have the desired
Effect.
reaction. Yeah.
So besides the money, do I find any like things that could be a backpack or a sleeping roll or a tent for Isodashan?
Bedroll anyway, yeah.
Okay. Give that to him.
He actually looks at that and he's actually unfurls it and just his eyes go wide again and is like, this is probably nicer than the one he has at home. Yeah. Just kind of rolls it back up and gives you the respectful bow. Thank you. So you guys press on through the day. You're just kind of trying to push on.
But we do stop to
Yes.
rest again before we push on for the rest.
Yes.
Okay.
So about mid-morning, you're able to rouse yourselves and push on for the rest of the day, unless you have something else you wish to do. And you are heading towards the Castle of the Wakened, yes?
No.
Nope.
Heading to the Castle of the Swift Sword.
Okay, is everybody agreed on this?
What do we know about the Castle of the Swift Sword?
It is...
The Lion
The
Clan.
Lion Clan's
Can I use my culture skill to go, let's see here, analyze what I kind of know roughly about the situation, about the clans not talking to each other, kind of how us three, since we're all 3 parts of different clans, how we might
You
exactly be
actually
welcomed?
don't have much insight
We don't
about
have
that
much
because it appears to be a
new
new
development.
and strange development in this land.
Okay. Out of curiosity, though, since I'm guessing, since I have, what's my clothing? Sanctified robes. They're probably all embezzled with the crane thing.
Embezzled.
You know what I was trying to say. I'm sorry,
Emblazoned.
listeners. My words can sometimes sound weird.
Emblazoned.
Emblazoned with the crane symbols and all that. I try that as much as I can since I was really muddy yesterday.
Mhm.
But try to clean it all up and at least look somewhat presentable for my clan thing, even though since there's no way I'm going to be able to hide that I'm a crane clan.
Okay.
So at least try to put my best foot forward since I go into enemy territory apparently.
Okay.
So what are the pros of going to the Lion Clan? Like what's
At
the
one
plan
point,
there?
yeah, Yusodashan would actually pipe up at one point. Why are we heading into the Lion Clan territory?
They are the nearest of the major clans. They are the ones that are most likely able to assist in fighting the Okita League.
If they were going to do something, they would have done so already.
So wait,
Perhaps-
the Castle of the Swift Sword?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Lion King fortress.
The Lion King.
I just realized.
Ah, it's the Lion Clan!
What clan are you? Oh, what clan are you?
Perhaps they simply require some encouragement.
And I hope you are very encouraging.
We are representatives of 3 other major clans.
Yes, and they will likely take you for Okita.
We bear symbols, don't we?
You bear the mark of the clans, but no... You do not carry the badge of Koyosuru.
What is this Koyosuru?
Since the formation of the Okita League, the different clans have made their official warriors carry an official badge of office.
How does one acquire such a badge?
Must be one of the official warriors, which he's looking around to all of you. If none of you are actually warriors of the clans, and you are not Okita, who are you?
We have been traveling in a far-off land for some time, and we've only just arrived back in Rokugan. So that is why we are quite astonished to find this world in its current situation.
He kind of squints and looks between you all again. 3 clans and some expedition together?
Unicorn, I'm afraid that the exact nature of this mission must remain a secret.
Just kind of holds up his hands. You are a leader.
Sorry, I was writing down the note about the badge of office.
So perhaps we should first seek out one of our clans and acquire these badges.
So, does my body know which one's the closest?
Aside from the lion clan, it would be the crane.
Oh, okay.
And are you Crane?
I'm Crane.
No!
I don't know what sound that cranes make. I'm sorry, listener. I want a bird.
So, the Fox clan, where are they?
I don't think they have like the official denotation on the main map. It would be in a smaller regional map that would show where the Fox clan is, because they're one of the...
Castle of the Fox!
Oh, okay.
What does the fox say?
It's a long ways away.
Yeah.
It's way to the south.
You just had to choose
And the
that
cat
one.
clan?
The Cat clan is...
I thought we made the cat clan.
No.
There's a cat.
No? Oh.
The Castle of the Cat is the complete opposite direction of the Castle of the Fox, and is... From where we are, is a little bit further away from Cranelands.
Okay.
Also, Crane, of the 3, of which you seemingly belong at least, is the largest and most influential.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Perhaps this calls for a change of plans.
How so?
Perhaps we should go to your clan, the Crane clan, as it is the closest, and you are perhaps the most persuasive and diplomatic of us. It will be easiest to reintegrate ourselves into Rokugan society.
Yashodashan just looks over to this dumpy little man. He is your charismatic one?
Next time he talks to you, just close your eyes and listen.
Am I supposed to take offense to that?
And keep walking.
Yashodashan just kind of comes up beside you and just kind of whispers, "It is slightly better."
You get used to him. I'm helping you out here, man.
Right. I was just born with it.
So, and when you set out in earnest for that day, then you push off in the direction of the Crane Lands and set on the hero's journey.
Right.
And begin the epic journey to try to apparently obtain an official badge of office to hopefully streamline whatever means you pursue in order to confront, finally, at some point in the future, the Okita League. Hopefully, at some point, also recovering your lost mentor,
That'd be
Nakatal.
nice.
And I suppose as you head off, as the sun is over the grassy slopes of Rokugan, we will pick up there next week. Thanks for checking out our show. If you want to learn more about us, follow us at Tim Portlers on Twitter, or you can email us directly at tim.portlers@gmail.com.